3010. Get in there and check it out. There are locations all around the Puget Sound area, and there are no hidden fees or expensive maintenance programs. With 3010's weekly coaching, meal plans, recipes, cooking classes, and their support, you will start burning fat while learning how to eat great food and live healthy. Burn and learn, baby. Burn the fat, learn how to keep it off the healthy way for life. 3010 Weight Loss for Life. 855-843-3010. 855-843-3010 or 3010weightlossforlife.com.
Did everyone agree with you? Let's find out. Choose your news on the Candy, Mike, and Todd Show.
We're on Facebook Live right now. Hey, Candy, Mike, and Todd. Find us there. We're waving. All right, we just gave you a taste of our stories. You've been texting your votes. Candy, Mike, Todd at 98973. The Online Trading Academy text line from the 206. Is there a D? I want all of the above. All the stories today. We'll get to it. From the 253. Make Todd uncomfortable. And then in parentheses it said, you have to chant it like a protester. So make Todd uncomfortable. Too many syllables. From the 425, Candy, talk to me about lying about debt. My last girlfriend had $5,000 in debt that I didn't know about. Now, they said my last girlfriend, so I'm assuming not together anymore, but you know. And from the 206, Mike sounds very fascinating, ... today. So, those were our votes for Choose Your News. Scoreboard says Todd is sitting at 32 wins, Mike 48. I am at 37. Winner today happens to go to you, Todd Herman. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I hope I have time for us to discuss this. This comes by way of a friend of mine who was variously an Army intel agent and then an on-ground CIA analyst. One of the smartest guys I know. The piece makes me uncomfortable because it makes sense. I want to read it verbatim. Another day of everyone on the internet arguing about the Second Amendment. Pass it by. Those doing so on either side don't understand the matter at hand, or they are situational opportunists serving a pre-existing agenda. The threat here isn't to the Second Amendment, it is to the First. Think in counterinsurgency terms, because at this point you have to. And think about a strike at the sources of alienation and radicalization. It's obvious by now there's a self-perpetuating shooter subculture with an ideological infrastructure. How do you take it down? Well, one thing to do is take down 8chan. That is an online forum, by the way. Not just 8chan, of course. There are plenty of other fora for the dissemination of activation of mass shooter ideology. There's an even wider ecosystem for the flora plausibly adjacent to them. You can end up scooping up Gab, parts of Reddit, some of Twitter, some of YouTube, and so on. Once you do that, you've achieved the critical goal and perhaps even decisive step of disconnecting alienated and potentially violent young single males from the single most important source of motivation and validation, one another. The problem, of course, is that all this is quite possibly violates the First Amendment, the foundation of our freedoms. Our government is well practiced in executing the sort of internet communications takedown when the target is Al-Qaeda or ISIS. No one disputes the legality of that. Nearly everyone would dispute the legality of this. You see outright opposition, even from the left, if the effort hit coordination and activation mechanisms for its own apparatus of civic violence, etc. You see it from the right as well. So how do you do it? You sidestep the First Amendment issue entirely by having corporations controlling the infrastructure do it. Acting on behalf of consensus and strong encouragement from the state, the controlling firms do themselves what the government will be not doing. He goes on to state that this would be profit-making enterprises stepping in the face of lack of trust in some of the existing institutions. The thing that bothered me so much about this is knowing a little bit about 8chan and having read about it over the weekend. There is a commonality. A lot of these people are meeting up there and talking there. It's a very serious topic, and this is a guy to bring it up. It made me uncomfortable, you guys, because it made sense in a way. This is something we're even really willing to consider, is going after sites like 8chan. Is there a step we should take in between that? And I'd love to get your quick responses on that. I know I was long-winded.
No, you should absolutely shut it down. That's the only thing that platform is used for. It was originally Reddit. The people got booted off Reddit, went to 4chan. When 4chan cleaned itself up, 8chan was invented, and that is what it is for. It's a semi-anonymous platform to post your stupid manifestos and evil rhetoric. And then other people go, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, totally, you should do that. And that's exactly what happens there. So if that's all that's happening there, why does it exist?
This is a pretty difficult issue because we have I mean, to Candy's point, I guess I don't quite understand your point because I get shutting them down. I get the fact that I don't like that level of speech, but I don't get the explanation about the decision makers and I don't get the fact that we have to go to traffic now and not talk about this.
Yeah. Yep. Yep, sometimes the clock gets in our way of getting deeper into discussions. All right, when we come back on the Candy, Mike, and Todd show, Mike O'Brien. Oh, no, we've done that. Oh, Issaquah Police. They've got a plan for kids that they call strong-willed. And we'll talk about that as we continue. Right now, get a traffic report from Tracy Taylor, brought to you by Chevrolet Puyallup.
So we're still finding the drive to be a little on the challenging side, both directions.